Long before the first stones of the Great Pyramids touched the desert sky, before Rome's mighty marble columns rose or Babylon's legendary hanging gardens swayed in the breeze, there was a land between two rivers. Here, amid the fertile crescent of ancient Mesopotamia, people inscribed their dreams, legends, and fears onto simple clay tablets. These tablets tell us of gods and monsters, kings and heroes, floods and the very birth of civilization itself. But among the most fascinating of these tales is the story of the Anunnaki, a mysterious pantheon forged in humanity's earliest imagination, whose legacy endures in myth, mystery, and the enduring question: were they ancient gods, or something else entirely? In the shadowy dawn of history, the Sumerians rose from the marshlands of what is now Iraq. Around 3000 BCE, they built sprawling cities like Ur, Lagash, and Eridu, cities crowned with ziggurats, their tiered temples reaching toward the heavens. The Sumerians were masterful storytellers, inventing the very concept of writing through cuneiform script. Their myths formed the backbone of the oldest religions, and their gods held sway over every corner of life and death. Among these deities, none were more powerful or enigmatic than the Anunnaki. Their name meant, offspring of Anu, the mighty sky god, and they were believed to be cosmic administrators, rulers of earth and sky, keepers of the underworld, judges of fate. Ancient hymns and epic poems describe them as assembled in council, wielding authority over mortal kings and commoners alike. The Anunnaki were not depicted as capricious or distant. They were organizers, bestowers of civilization, and sometimes, bringers of catastrophe. But what did these gods truly represent? And why, thousands of years later, do their legends still ignite the imagination of millions? In the 20th century, as humanity looked to the stars and science began unlocking the secrets of our own origins, a radical new interpretation of the Anunnaki emerged. In the 1970s, an author named Zecharia Sitchin captivated the world with his best-selling book, The 12th Planet. Sitchin argued that the ancient Sumerian texts had been misunderstood. According to his controversial translations, the Anunnaki were not gods in the supernatural sense, but literal visitors, astronauts, from a distant planet called Nibiru. Sitchin's theory was bold. He claimed that Nibiru, a mysterious planet on a long elliptical orbit, periodically approached Earth. When it did, its inhabitants, the Anunnaki, descended to the plains of Sumer in search of one thing: gold. Gold, Sitchin argued, was essential for their survival, needed to stabilize the atmosphere of the dying world. To obtain this precious resource, the Anunnaki established mines in Africa and set about a task that would change the course of human history forever. It was here, Sitchin claimed, that the true origins of humanity were forged. According to his readings of ancient texts, the Anunnaki grew weary of their own labor and decided to create a workforce. Using advanced genetic engineering, they combined their own DNA with that of Homo erectus, the primitive human species that walked the earth at the time. The result was Homo sapiens, modern man, created not through divine will or random chance, but as a hybrid being, designed to serve the needs of extraterrestrial masters. This extraordinary claim resonated with a public hungry for answers to life's oldest questions. Are we the product of evolution, divine intervention, or ancient science gone awry? Sitchin's ideas spread quickly, fueling a new wave of alternative history books, documentaries, and countless discussions in late-night forums and television shows. But as the theory gained popularity, it also faced fierce criticism. Mainstream historians, archaeologists, and linguists swiftly pointed out the flaws in Sitchin's work. They argued that his translations of Sumerian texts were not only inaccurate, but often contradicted by established scholarship. Nowhere in the original tablets, they asserted, is there mention of planets named Nibiru, DNA manipulation, or advanced technology. The Anunnaki, they maintained, were spiritual beings, representations of natural forces and the complexities of the human psyche, not visitors from the stars. Despite the academic pushback, the Anunnaki myth flourished in pop culture. From conspiracy theories on the internet to episodes of hit TV series like Ancient Aliens, the idea of ancient astronauts became an enduring part of the modern imagination. The Anunnaki were recast as cosmic engineers, their ziggurats reimagined as landing pads, their tablets as cryptic blueprints for civilization. Why does this theory persist, even in the face of overwhelming scholarly skepticism? Perhaps it's because, in an era defined by technological progress, space exploration, and the search for life beyond Earth, the question of our origins has never felt more urgent. The Anunnaki, in this retelling, become symbols of an alternative history, one where humanity is not alone, but part of a grander cosmic story. In a world saturated with uncertainty, the idea that our ancestors were touched by beings from the heavens offers a tantalizing sense of purpose and connection. Yet, even if we set aside the extraterrestrial hypothesis, the Anunnaki's legacy remains profound. They remind us that from the very beginning, humans have gazed at the stars and wondered. We have crafted stories to explain the inexplicable, to impose order on chaos, and to articulate our deepest hopes and fears. The gods of Sumer, like those of every culture, were mirrors reflecting humanity's search for meaning and belonging. So, who were the Anunnaki? Were they divine beings, alien overlords, or the symbolic creations of a people striving to understand their place in a vast and mysterious universe? The truth, as always, may rest not in the ancient clay tablets or in far-flung planets, but in our enduring drive to seek answers. For as long as we have walked the earth, we have asked where we came from, seeking, in every myth and every mystery, a glimpse of who we truly are. History is written in stone, but interpretation is written in us. The story of the Anunnaki endures, not just because of what it says about ancient Sumer, but because of what it reveals about ourselves. Our quest for origins, our longing to connect with the cosmos, and our unending curiosity, these are the true legacies of the gods who once walked among men.